Want to learn how to start your family tree, or perhaps double check and make sure you're doing it right? How to start your family tree, that's what we're going to cover today. And I am going to give you 10 easy steps, a 10 easy step guide to discovering your roots. So welcome to the Family History Foundation. My name is Franklin, and you can find us over at familyhistoryfoundation.com. What an exciting place to be. Yes, it is. And check out more genealogy goods in the description below. We are the Family History Foundation, the past relative to the future. All right, let's jump into this. So, how to start your family tree? A beginner's guide to discovering your roots. Have you ever wondered who your ancestors were? And this is speaking to the absolute beginners. Yeah, maybe you've heard stories about a great-great-grandparent crossing the ocean with nothing but a suitcase and a dream. Yeah, if you're ready to dive into the fascinating world of genealogy, you are in the right place, and I got you covered right now, okay? Starting your family tree might seem overwhelming, but it's easier and more rewarding than you think it is, okay? Well, maybe not the rewarding part, you know it's rewarding, but starting it is actually easier than you think it might be. So let's start your family tree right now. We're gonna get you going right now with 10 tips. So by the time you are done with this, you will be on your way. I got you covered. It's like getting you all supplied up and shoving you off and ready to go, okay, with confidence. So let's start your family tree with a beginner-friendly guide that will have you unearthing family secrets and stories in no time, okay? So here's what we're gonna cover. Steps 1 through 10. There you go. Start with what you know. Interview relatives, collect documents and photos, choose a family tree platform, work backwards, okay, one generation at a time, verify and source everything. 7, explore beyond names and dates. This is where the fun part gets, and stay organized. Join the genealogy communities. Step 9 and step 10, have fun and celebrate every discovery, which should be really woven into steps 1 through 9. You should always have fun and enjoy every discovery. Okay, let's start with step 1. Start with what you know. Okay, if you don't know how to research, or if you're sort of wondering how to research, okay, I have you hooked up before we even begin with this beginner's guide, the ultimate beginner's guide to understanding genealogy. The techniques, all of the methods that the pros use, like me, in discovering and organizing, and really how to have fun and stay on top of your research. So head on over and read that. Follow the link in the description below. And I think it'll be an amazing eye-opener. Even if you think you're the master of genealogy, you should go read that, because I think it'll level you up in different ways, okay? So anyway, where do you begin? Start with what you know, okay? Because you are a child of somebody and you are in a family. So start with what you know, okay? The best place to begin is with you. Grab a notebook or open a new document and start recording everything you already know, okay? Let's start your family tree right now. Your full name and birth date, right? And your parents' full names, birthplaces, and birth dates. Start very simple. Your grandparents' information as much as you can remember. And again, if you're stuck, go ask, okay? And don't worry if you don't know every detail yet, okay? Even a small starting point can lead to big discoveries. Just jot down what you know and feel good that you actually did that and you have that piece right there. That's just gonna make you feel amazingly great. So pro tip, use a basic free family tree chart to organize your information, okay? And I got you hooked up on that. You can go over to Family History Foundation or follow the link below. And we have downloadable, customizable family tree charts and a bunch of other articles to help you stay organized and on top of stuff, okay? Step 2, okay? Interview your relatives. Your family members are living, breathing encyclopedias. Ooh, how cool is that? So chat with parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and even distant cousins, yeah? Ask open-ended questions like, what do you remember about your parents and grandparents? That is the best question. The stories are going to start to flow. And I tell you what, from experience, the older generation love telling their stories. They absolutely love it, right? And so ask them. They're going to open up to you, man. You better be ready for all the information that's coming your way, okay? Were there any family traditions or stories passed down that you know? And here's the beautiful thing about interviewing, because it's what I kind of call the multiplier effect, because every bit of information leads to another question that you can ask, a follow-up question, right? And if you ask open-ended questions, you're going to get even more. If you say, what year were you born? Right? They might say 1932 or 1946, whatever. But if you say, what was it like when you were growing up? That's an open-ended question, and so much can come out, okay? And you can pair those together, right? Specific questions, open-ended questions, okay? Another question might be, and notice our, not your, where did our family live before moving here? Great question. It's so inclusive. I love it, okay? And record these conversations if you can, with permission, I say, yeah. Always ask. I used to do field work in graduate school, so it's like, I'm big on permission, right? So always ask permission, and I'm sure everyone's more than willing to give permission to sort of contribute to the next generation. And you'll thank yourself later when you're trying to remember all the details. Like, seriously, you will. And did you know that if you start your family tree yourself, you're actually starting your family tree for your whole family? Yeah, that's the amazing part. You're doing a favor, and you're doing something that can be passed on and living forever, okay? So that's step 2. Interview your relatives, okay? Step 3, collect documents and photos. Yeah, time to play detective. Look for documents like birth certificates, marriage licenses, old family photos, military records, letters and diaries. And where do you find those? Well, if you can't find them around the house, we are going to get to step number 4 to help you along with that. But these treasures not only confirm facts, which is ultimately important, but can reveal new clues about your ancestors' lives, things that maybe they have forgotten or occluded, okay? So the best way to start your family tree is to think of it like a mystery that you get to solve and be the hero in sleuthing. Because honestly, when you get headlong into genealogy and ask anybody has been into genealogy for at least a few years, it absolutely is sleuthing, okay? So like I said, step 4 is choose a family tree platform to get on and build your family tree digitally where you can connect with records, not just writing down things, okay? So now that you have that information to work with, it's time to start your family tree and build your tree online. And some great platforms include, and I am always a big fan of Ancestry. I'm a huge Ancestry fan. And I think it's the best platform out there, okay? Family Search is actually becoming a little bit better in terms of building trees, but I'm sorry, Ancestry just is the hands down best place to go, okay? But there are free subscriptions, and you have to pay for certain other subscriptions, but I pay for a subscription. I have the World subscription, and it's worth every penny to me, okay? MyHeritage.com is also good for international genealogy. I built a genealogy family tree on there just to sort of see if I could connect with other family trees over in Europe. But, it works. Ancestry, of course, has ancestry.com.uk, so on and so forth, okay? So each platform offers slightly different features. And I actually broke all of them down in my guide for the best free family tree software. So read that, and you can go and do your own research through my research, okay? And of course, at any time, drop a comment below, get in contact with me, and I'd be happy to help you out. Step 5, work backwards one generation at a time. And this is where it gets tricky. There's a formula I'm popping on the screen right now, which means that, and you read this as your ancestors double every generation, right? Every generation you go back, 1, 2, 3 doubles, right? From grandparents to great grandparents, because everybody had 2 parents. So, but this is a formula if you want to use to figure out how many ancestors you're going to have, say, in 10 generations or 12 generations. Yeah, you can plug in the N over there, okay? So when researching, sorry, a little bit of nerd action right there. We always start with what you know and work backward. Confirm each generation carefully with sources before moving farther back. Guessing can lead to incorrect connections and genealogy tangles that are tough to fix. I am a huge advocate, and I'm going to step on my platform right now and say, Do not simply add in people because Ancestry says, oh, look, these are your potential ancestors. Do not blindly accept any suggestion. That is just the professional-ish genealogist in me speaking. Always, always, always confirm everything that goes in there because, as I like to say, bad decisions in genealogy are systemic because once you misplace an ancestor, you are already off course and you're going down a whole different line into the past where that's not even yours. Okay, you're claiming people that do not belong to you, basically. Okay, and quick tip, and this is really true in genealogy: slow and steady wins the race. Yes, it does. Okay. Anyway, I have so many stories to tell you that can just fill up its own interview based on just that statement alone. Okay, sorry. Step 6: verify and source everything. Anybody that has been doing genealogy for a while, I'm sure you would be nodding your head right now. Okay. If you could speak to your beginner genealogy self, what would you say? Oh my gosh, drop that down in the comment below as you're watching this. If you could talk to your beginner genealogy self, what would you tell yourself? Oh boy, and leave out the cuss words, please, thank you. Family legends are fun, but hey, facts are better. So whenever possible, back up your discoveries with official records. Yes, for example, if Aunt Edna says your ancestor was a sea captain, look for census records, ship logs, or newspaper clippings to verify this story. Could be cool, right? Or maybe they just call this person Cap. Who knows, okay? Sourcing everything makes your tree reliable and easier to share with others. Yeah, when you start your family tree, you must have incredible faithfulness to your sources. Yeah. Okay, so verify and source everything. And go to familyhistoryfoundation.com. And I have a lot of articles on like the scrutiny of research, the importance of accurate research, and the article I originally cited in the beginning, the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to professional genealogy research, will cover all of that. And all of the links out into other articles that are very, very important for record keeping and so on and so forth and staying organized are kind of all linked in there too. So it's a good kind of clearinghouse article. And if you go over to Family History Foundation, it's pinned to the top because it's that important that you know this, okay? I want to make good genealogists out of you because we all have our own genealogy, okay, right? Because I was taught by somebody and I don't want you to be taught by me and then say, well, I got that from Family History Foundation. This guy did not tell me to check my research, okay? So it's really important for me to sort of pass on good information. And, while we're on that subject, I'm a live human being. This is not AI speaking, okay? So, and I want to make sure that that's very, very important. Okay, anyway, where was I? Step 7, explore beyond names and dates, okay? Okay, so we are the Family History Foundation, right? Genealogy, in my conception of the terms, in the semantics of it, is kind of like places and names, dates and names and dates and places, right? Just basic facts. But the difference between genealogy and family history is about the stories. It's about the open-ended question, all the things that you can cover behind the dates and names. Those dates and names are ultimately important, but what happened, right? The why, the how, the when, or the when behind the when, right? So that's what makes family history ultimately important. It's the stories, man. So don't just stop at who was born, when, and where. Dig into the stories of your ancestors' lives. Find newspaper articles, immigration records, land deeds, military service records. And thankfully, in this day and age we live in, a lot of it's online, right? It's public information. Census bureaus release their information, right? And, it's like we have that there. It's really a beautiful thing for us to be able to do, okay? Understanding their journeys and struggles, our ancestors, makes family history so much richer and a lot more fun. It really, really does, okay? So there's so many resources that you can check out. So back to our roundabout discussion here. Step 8, stay organized, okay? This always comes up and will always come up, okay? Staying organized, okay? As your tree grows, right, as this multiplier exponent kicks into effect, right, as you double each generation going back. And it's not even that. You're actually going more than doubling each time you go back a generation, because when you find a grandfather or grandmother, you're going to realize, oh, they had siblings. Oh, what do we do about that? Now you're going to actually expand. There's some exponent built in here that, oh, what if they had 14 brothers and sisters, which has happened in my family tree, especially if they were from rural parts of the country like mine are from and were farmers. They had very large families. Not uncommon to find 10 kids, 14 kids in a generation. So how far do you want to go with this? Do you want to say, well, that's great grandma. Oh man, she had a lot of siblings. And then you're like, well, who are their spouses? And who are their kids? You can see how it can multiply out very, very quickly. And there's a formula for that I can share as well, if you care. Sorry, a little bit of math nerd action going on. But anyway, so really, let's just stay on the straight and narrow for now. For this article and this video, let's not worry about any of those elements just yet. Just focus on your direct line. That's what I call it, my direct line, okay? Your direct line. So staying organized comes down to creating folders, digital folders sorted by surnames or other sort of bits of useful information, tags, a cloud storage solution like Google Drive or whatever, or Ancestry, of course, a good old-fashioned 3-ring binder if you're like that, okay? Nothing wrong with that. However you keep information is how you keep information. I'm all about the digital age, and I create things, not on Google Drive for genealogy, but on Ancestry for sure, on my folders. I digitize a lot of stuff, but the physical tactile touch of a book, I can never replace. I have a hard time reading things like on readers and stuff like that. So the future you will be grateful that you kept things tidy and organized. And you know what? It's a skill. Like driving, it's a skill. Like cooking, it's a skill. Like playing music or whatever you want to say. Organization is a skill. And genealogy, there's a specific type of organizational skill that comes along with genealogy, and you will develop it. So I like to say, don't be too hard on yourself in the beginning if you feel like you're really sort of struggling with it. Relax, have fun with it, and your skills will definitely prove out in the end. But try to keep some good organizational skills from the beginning, okay? And I have articles online to keep you up with that, okay? And if you want any more things, drop a comment down below. If you want any more articles, specific topics covered, shoot, I might be willing to do them, okay? Join genealogy communities. This is kind of crucial too. I mean, it's good and it's bad, but the support mechanism of seeing what others are doing, having techniques, being able to talk to people, ask for advice from people that are really in the mix of it, I think is pretty cool. So joining genealogy communities, Reddits, whatever. Ancestry has a community you can get involved in. The best community to join really in genealogy is kind of your own. If you can find other family members, relatives that are researching the same things as you, that's even better, okay? And using Ancestry DNA, connecting with others that you may not even know are family yet, has been a very powerful tool for me to actually learn. So that could help you immensely as well. So step 10, hey, have fun. This is where the exciting part comes, and step 10 really should be woven into every step. Whatever you do, however you do it, whatever you're finding and discovering, have fun and celebrate all of those things. Every time I make a connection, uncover something new, big or small, it just brings me a rush, and I'm so excited. And I like to share it with family members that I have that are also researching, and this is where the community effect actually comes in and sort of reinforces itself, right? You can say, hey, cuz, look what I got, or hey, auntie so-and-so, look what I did. I got this and this and that. And so sharing those wins helps you really, really stay, feeling like you're part of something, yeah? So every record you find, every story you uncover is a piece of your heritage. So celebrate the small wins. Share your findings with family members, maybe even plan a family history night, oh my gosh, where everybody brings a photo or a memory or something they've accomplished over the week or month, yeah? So, that's it. that's our 10 steps. If you want any more information, we got you over here at Family History Foundation. And so again, thank you guys so much for being a part of this. I really have enjoyed this. I hope you have benefited from it, from what we've gone over today. Again, if you have any questions, connect with me, drop some comments down below, and make sure you like and subscribe, and hey, share this to as many people as you can, and go on over to Family History Foundation, the past relative to the future. And thank you guys so much. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. Love you. Take care.